Okay, I'm in a video creating mood today. Well, anyway, yes, I created a couple updated videos. I did one little technical, and now I want to do a little bit creative. So as I live up in basically up in the Rocky Mountains, or very close to the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, about 4,000 feet above sea level. It's pretty chilly, and I have my YouTube channel is called Rocky Mountain Lasers, and I thought, the graphic that I used, I found. I go, okay, and I saw this post from one of our local groups here, and they showed this really simplified, stylized mountain, and basically it looks like this. And I go, I looked at that and go, that should be easy to create. And I played with it for a little bit, and I found that it was. So let's go into LightBurn and let's create this. So I'm going to create a square. It doesn't really matter how big it is. Oh, I need this in the line mode. And I don't know if you've ever used the rotate before. It's going to rotate this 45 degrees. And I want to squash it down a little bit. Now, to make this mountain scene, I'm going to do a fancy trick. I'm going to, oops, doing this. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to bring it down here. Oops. I'm going to squish it some more. And I'm going to center it on my other peak here. Now, to get this, let's see if I can get this stylized a little bit better. I'm not going to be able to create the one that I have exactly, but it's pretty close. Okay, so I have my two peaks, but I want the top one. I don't want the bottom one. So I select everything, and I'm going to group it, and I'm going to move it over here a little bit. And I'm going to create another larger rectangle. And now you have a couple choices here. I'm going to zoom in. You don't want to go below where they're joined. You can try and get exactly where they're joined to create a point. Mine had it just a little bit above, so I'll leave it a little bit above there. And as long as it encapsulates the bottom part of this, you're okay. So select everything, go into my Boolean assistant. And I look, union. No, I don't want that. Oh, don't really want that. I could use that one. Yeah, that's the one I want. I want the top part. Okay, so there's my peak. Now I want to create another peak. So instead of recreating that, let's duplicate it. I can make it a little bit different. So I have two different peaks. Now, if I change this to fill, I get this. Oh, I don't like that. So I thought, how do I get this? I don't want to use Boolean tools. If I select a tool, I go to my Boolean tools. I don't want a union, although that might work for some of you. You might want that union. Intersection is going to be that middle part. And subtract doesn't work. So I thought, well, these are just lines, right? So let's go to my snipping tool. We'll snip that one. Okay, I have that full shape. So what if I do this one? Oh, look! Wow, I got a shape. And I go to fill mode. And there is my mountains. And then I said, well, I want to make sure when I go to preview, this is actually all filled. And lo and behold, there it was. Wow. And you can stylize these. You can make them a little bit different. So let's try something a little bit different here. So let's change my blue layer back to line. Let's see. Yeah, I can just delete this and start this again. Okay, let's try a different one. And once again, I want to rotate this 45. See, it works better with a square. So let's just get this. Let's delete that. Oops. It does work better with a square because then I can make a nice diamond out of it. So let's go back to my square. And once again, I'll rotate it 45. Well, before I do that, I'm going to round my corners just a little bit. Probably one is fine. And now rotate it. And now I can squish it a little bit. And once again, so what I did next, remember I duplicated it. So I duplicate, brought it down, squished it some more, and then centered. And depending on how much of a peak you want on here, once again, you can flatten that out even more. Center it, recenter it. Go. And now we need our other rectangle. And this time I'm going to try and get it right as close as I. Oops. Gotta zoom in here so I'll make sure I don't. Maybe not going to work. That rounded corner is probably not going to work. Maybe. There we go. Try that. Okay. And go to my Boolean assistant again. Forgot to group these. That's why the Boolean assistant doesn't work. I have too many lines there. Now it'll show. There we go. And I did the subtract. Okay. And duplicate again. Now once again you can now if you want on here you can also do, let's try this. I didn't do this before, but let's do a deform. You can stylize your mountain a little bit so it's not too symmetrical. That's not gonna, that's gonna get clipped anyway, so. And you can do the same thing with this one as well. But let's go back and my snipping tool. There, 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 there. And go into my fill mode. And now I have some stylized mountains. And you can repeat this for as many peaks as you want. But I think this is a pretty good way of creating your own little piece of graphics. And so using the duplicate tool, the Boolean assistant, you want to round your corners a little bit, that's fine. So let's just check this edge here. See, I probably shouldn't have gone as far down as I did here. But once again, that's up to you how you want to create it. Same with this side here. Okay, well, there you go. A bonus video for today. I'm trying to make up for not having created any last little while, and just some ideas that were floating around in my head. I thought I better get them down in video format. So I hope you like this. Feedback, comments are always appreciated. Don't be afraid to submit an idea if you have for creating a video or something you want to do in LightBurn that you're not sure of, and I'll do my best to try and work that out for you. Okay, take care, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.